Welcome back to the Lights Out Show, the best in mixed martial arts. My name is Chris Fries. It's a habit now.
Yeah.
I'm so often now I'm slating or saying my name in voiceover auditions as Chris Fries that I am no longer Chris Fries. I have metamorphosized into the sellout that I have become.
Yeah, just a whore.
Sorry.
And the funny thing is, your wife actually agrees with me on this one, man, because she's been through.
Some
It's not
familial
even
pride.
with the freeze. It was the. I mean, you went full diva on us at one point.
I
So
did. Well, I was
you were
proud
of
of
your
my
name,
Luxembourgian
exactly.
heritage.
Now you're like, heck no.
Whatever.
I'm just French fries.
Hey, people seem to remember it in the voiceover world. Although I guess a guy just called me before we went on the air, wasn't sure if I didn't know if you heard it. He says, asked me if are you African American? And of course, you had a very good response to that. What was that response?
Yeah, well, it depends. Well,
No, does it help me get the
yeah,
job?
just tell me. So I had a few responses.
Yeah,
Didn't want to get in trouble on that.
but yeah, that I thought was unusual. The guy sounded a little drunk.
Yeah,
Hopefully
well,
he's
I
not a
thought,
Lights Out Show
like I said,
listener.
I thought he was messing with you.
I thought he was screwing me
because
too.
I can hear everything. Literally, I can hear people talking in other rooms.
Oh, that's right.
With the microphone.
With the mic.
Chris, yeah, could you hear that? I can hear your stomach growling. Yeah. Yeah, and I was waiting because I think you were this close to hanging up on him because he was like,
Thought he was a Yahoo.
hey, is this Chris Fries? Yeah, Chris Fries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this, you African American?
And I'm thinking,
okay, what is my refrigerator running? Yeah, I'll get down the street, go get it. You know what I mean? Okay, got
Once
it.
I have Prince Albert in a
Yeah,
can, I'll let him out.
exactly. What?
You haven't heard that? Prince
No.
Albert is like sardines for whatever. So you have Prince Albert in a can.
That would mean if I had my penis
No.
pierced and stuck in a can.
Not
No,
that kind
I
of
don't
thing.
have a Prince
Okay,
Albert, and
before,
no, it's not in a can.
Before Prince Albert meant a penis-studded jewel,
Yeah.
bedazzle.
Oh,
It meant like a sardine.
He's
In
like,
a
right when you
can
said,
kind
yeah,
of thing.
Prince Albert in a can, my stomach goes, ugh. At no point, what I don't get about that whole piercing thing is like, how can you go, hey, I got an idea. I'm going to stick a needle through my dick.
That's awesome. Let me do it for you.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah, because chicks are going to dig that.
Oh, yeah. It's for her pleasure.
Yeah, and your
your pain.
displeasure. Yeah, geez. You thought your vasectomy was bad.
Oh, dude, single most
Or I guess
uncomfortable experience of my life.
whatever. Oh,
It
God.
is not
It probably feels better now.
castration.
It's probably like you'd be on like an awesome bike rider. It wouldn't even hurt the seat anymore, dude, because the nards are gone.
They are still there, fully intact.
Did you give them to charity?
I hate him for my
Yeah, you're off for the nard list here, dude. Seriously.
Nard
Go ahead.
myself.
Go ahead and go for it. Look at this. After my great job at our barbecue, our third annual barbecue, my wife gave me a grill sergeant.
Yes, I like how it's a very dainty, emblem on a
That's
large
it.
shirt
Just on
there.
a big shirt that says grill sergeant. But actually, she got to be 4 because she knew I was going to be, working
But
the
you
grill.
wore that at the
I was
third
going to,
annual.
but we were either no shirt or bundled up. Remember, it was
Yeah,
like
it was
nice,
cold.
and then all of a sudden the wind started kicking up.
Well, I got there first, and even though the sun was out, and I was okay, I'm still gonna lube up with the SPF, or my wife wants like SPF 120.
Yeah, that's right.
But so I was all lubed up, but I was freezing my ass off. But I was sunscreened
Just
up.
and we're gonna go in the water.
Oh yeah,
dude.
well I mean,
Yeah.
there's certain things you have to do, and that was one of them. And but it was only like 2 or not even 3 in the afternoon. So you're thinking that's still gonna be plenty warm, but I'm like, no, dude, I'm totally hot.
The funny thing was when we played our game of volleyball,
Yeah.
is because it's awesome. You were like one of those sprinkled donuts. Once you dive in the sand, 'cause he had it was more like Vaseline. I don't even think it was actually. Someone was punking you, dude, because it was like one of those deals where you put something and it just glistens. Like eventually it's supposed to go in, not just stay on the surface. But yeah, once you landed, it was like seriously. He was like, you start to wipe and you're like, screw it, dude. I look like a bear.
I was seriously, it was like a cinnamon donut.
But yeah, at that point, no one cared. You're married, your balls are gone.
Come on.
Dude, I have to say, I've been hanging out talking to the guy. I watched a great little program on Spike. It was, I wish I could remember, and of course, if we were live, talk to Tim, he could tell me the proper name. But it was basically about Gracie. I think it was like all Gracie, you know, whatever, but it's put on by the UFC.
I taped that actually. It was going on right after
Yeah.
the fight night, and I taped extra to make sure I didn't miss anything.
It's an hour and a half. I mean, it is awesome.
Is it really good?
And
so it was all Hoist Gracie's
yeah, and basically the origin
started.
of you know, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. They kind of give you a little documentary on it, but then you know, and kind of how he ended up being chosen to, you know, to be the you know, to be the Gracie representative in America. Because first, even Hoist said, "Hey, it should be Hickson." But
Yeah.
they, you know, and they had a good point. His dad had a good point, saying Hickson was 200 pounds, and if Hickson comes in here at 200 pounds and you know, he's kicking everyone's butt in Japan, so he's going to kick everyone's butt out here, and they're going to say, of course, he's 200 pounds. But it was the fact that Hoist was so small, because Hoist had never fought before he started fighting. You know, early in the Gracie in action videos, but that was his first like real
when
big
he did
event.
UFC 1?
UFC 1.
Wow.
So it was pretty interesting. It was interesting because I know there's been a split in the family, and Orion kind of went off. But as they came in, and what, UFC 1, 2, and 4, well, they won, and 3 too, but Hickson was there in front of Hoist every single time.
Yeah.
So at that point, he was still in it, you know, and then I don't know what happened. But I kind of still, I know the guy's like 86 now. But I always wished we could have seen more of him. Hickson.
I thought you were like,
because Hickson is. Yeah, no, Hoist looks good, but no, that you know, Hickson was such a. I mean, he was, you know, they used to call him the Gracie that strikes, but he was a fully well-rounded guy. But if you watch it back now and you watch this documentary, it's almost like cheating. No wonder they were like putting the Gracie challenge with, you know, they were saying whatever money you brought into the dojo or the studio, we would match it, you know, as far as who, you know, and then the winner take all. Dude, when you watch this, I mean, these guys had no clue. He takes them to the ground, their legs are just straight, or they're flailing around, and, you know, he's just bitch slapping them. In fact, one time he admitted that Horian needed a few more minutes for the next Gracie in action video, so he just toyed with the guy for like 5 minutes.
Oh, great.
Whatever. I think the guy just admitted, like, okay, I'll go. Stop slapping me, Hoy.
Please.
Though I have to admit, in it, they had to, you know, be, I guess, true to it, which was they showed the Matt Hughes fight. I mean, and everyone, you know, and Matt Hughes was classy. I mean, I think he was classy in that fight. But even, you know, in this video, they talked about everyone. I mean, George St. Pierre, Matt Hughes, all these guys talked about that was the reason they'd all seen UFC. Even Lyoto Machida, same thing. And that's what, you know, those guys said, you know, that's what I wanted. I want to train that. So it was actually a really cool video, and you couldn't get a more humble guy than Hoist Gracie. So I thought it was a really cool thing. If you get a chance, you know, I was kind of like, okay, I want to see if I'm not going to be able to see anything new, and it definitely did. It was cool. Right. My kids were really into it.
You know? Ah, very good. Not into the hunting game anymore. Have you already conquered that?
No, you're annoying. You're mocking.
How far have you gotten to the bears yet?
Yeah, well, my niece, she's gotten way in the game. She played like solidly for about an hour and a half, and she actually got past.
Turn the sound down probably after a while. Not to hear me anymore.
You like it, you do ridicule it. And it was a trip at first, but then they're actually talking back at it, dude. So you're probably doing it. For the next, we're gonna do a UFC live blog thing going on
this Saturday.
So we may do it at Chris's house because you're no longer welcome at the JDH household after that. But because you're so condescending, you act like you're the friend at first. Did anyone get? You guys got to go out and get it, or go to a Bass Pro Shop.
Cabela's Outdoor Adventures.
They have a huge.
It's the one with the deal.
They have a huge deal for it at the Bass Pro Shop, like a full like 2 TVs.
They got all the GameStops and all those.
Yeah, but they don't come on. They don't like these, especially in California. They're like hunting games. So Bass Pro Shop actually does. But I'm saying,
get it in the used game bin at GameStop, perhaps.
But if you do play, you're going to crack up when you hear his voice. But just remember, you know, he softens you up at the beginning, and then he goes for the nut shot. Because he's like, yeah, hey, just aim at this. And pretty soon it's like, what? I get you here. I tell you where to shoot. What do you want me to do?
Do it for you?
Yeah.
Come on. So. You know, I thought I was always a kinder, gentler to him.
Yeah, you had some reasoning for it. Well, you know, I really don't know what I say. I just put a lot of words and they put them together.
Sure. You know, it's kind of like, you know, in the
it was
show,
seamless talking.
It's the editing. They make me look bad in the editing.
I didn't really blow it onto the sushi. Seriously, that wasn't an upper decker. Okay, I was just trying to get a bigger plop. And it happened to go in the top.
You hate when that
The
happens?
foyer area.
Foyer,
The
foyer.
foyer area of the toilet.
Oh,
Like the
God.
waiting area.
Sure.
Isn't that also what they do? Like when it's really crowded, it's like a double up on the toilet.
I believe they do.
Yeah. You just need like a stool. If you do that, hey, conservation isn't bad.
Well, once again, to segue into it, we are going to be having these live webcast, blogcast. I mean, it's going to be both. It's going to be both the webcam, so you can see us live in your living rooms as you watch UFC 119 Mir versus Krokop, and there's also the chatting, the blogging, back and forth. So you'll be able to chat with both of us live. I promise I will be more interactive this time around. I'll try to not hit the hooch a little too hard in the beginning.
But we're going to try.
Always my demise.
Yeah, well, the hooch. But here's the thing, Chris, and we're going to do it at Chris's house. Hopefully, if not, you'll know the problem.
I've got a nice setup that I think we can really
see. And Chris is claiming he's going to get it some pirated way. So if not, if you happen to
tell you the website because I don't want Dana to shut it down.
If you happen to see us and we're in Chris's front room, you know the whole thing didn't work out. If we're in a computer room with a map in the background,
then it worked.
It happened.
It worked.
So, but anyway, it should be fun. And I know a couple other people have done it. That have been on our live chat have said that, oh crap, we're where there's a time delay, or they're watching on the internet versus something else.
Yeah,
so we'll see. We'll see if Chris can work. He's ultimately going to save us some money. We'll see.
Well, we're hoping for that, but I'm having to spend money as a backup plan because my TV, my big screen, I'm only 2 years old, 2 years and 1 month, broke. So I had to get a new one, and we're putting it into. As a matter of fact, the JDH, we're going to use a little of that muscle over there to help me hoist that bad boy up there on the whole wall bracket.
Yeah, except Chris is like, yeah, well, let's just do it now. He's like, oh, no, we'll do it after the show. There's a few more things to like measure. No,
well, no, I don't measure. I just put it on there. It's ready. It's ready. It's ready.
Like, measure once, drill twice. Isn't that how it rolls?
I think that is.
Yeah, it's like my dad. He said, at first it doesn't fit, force it.
Yeah, fine.
The cobblestone wet.
Anyway, so this Saturday for UFC 119, the pay-per-view, we are going to have the live blog webcast. So be sure to stop by. TheLightsOutShow.com is where it's at, and it's free. And you get to chat with us live. You get to see us live as we're giving you our unsolicited opinion. Not that you want it, but we're giving it to you of UFC 119 as it happens. So anyway, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Stick around. We got tons to go over. The Lights Out Show. Why it's good.